First of all, you don't know me.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Wow.
Hi, Joy.
That was a hello.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Hilarie.
I miss you. I wish we were all hanging out in the backyard or doing something fun.
I know. Well, this is the second best thing, being able to get to see you face to face again. I love when we hang out together. I wish Sophia was here. As everybody knows, Sophia is off having wonderful married moments, and we are holding down the fort. While
Gladly.
Our sister's away.
Like, I
Yes.
love that she is off having romance.
Yeah, me too.
And just kind of celebrating, because we have all certainly been through it together.
Yes.
As our characters in this episode, as you and Haley and Brooke hold each other during these moments of turmoil. We love holding each other up when we get to celebrate good stuff too. So that's
What's
friendship.
this episode about? So we've got, what is it? It's I don't even know the name of it. Is this the champagne one?
I guess so. Again. Okay, so you guys, last week it felt like a standalone episode. We explained what a spec script was. I feel like this one did too. Like,
Yeah, it totally felt like a bottle episode as well.
did anything advance? The only thing that advanced is maybe Brooke's clothing line. So yeah, let's give them the rundown and then let's talk shit. Can't wait.
All right, it's season 3, episode 7. Champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends. Air date November 16, 2005. 2005. Oh my gosh.
Girl.
Seems so long ago.
I
Forgive my
loved
yawning.
2005.
I did too.
That was a good year.
Synopsis: the draft results are in, and everyone goes on a date with their pick. Nathan and Haley double date with Brooke and Chris Keller, which ends in a big mistake. Mouth brings Peyton to a senior home to visit his grandpa Mel and learns a lesson in regret. Rachel and Lucas play basketball, sort of, at the river court. Karen and Deb get their revenge on Dan's billboard.
Dun, dun,
Director Paul
dun.
Johnasson. Yeah, Paul directed this episode. Yeah, I think he did the best he could with the material. I thought this was a really boring episode, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I liked your storyline with Mouth. That was interesting to me.
I will
Maybe I'm because I'm a grown-up.
say that working with Tom Bosley was really cool. That's one of those things, you know, in the moment, you're like, oh yeah, like this is an
Yeah.
icon. Happy Days was a huge deal when I was a kid, even though it was in reruns. And so it feels very meta to have our show live in like reruns now, like streaming, and
Yeah.
have kids be like, oh, we watch your old timey show, the way like Tom Bosley came on our show and we were like, oh my God, I totally watched this. Fuck. One day we will be Tom Bosley.
That's right. But it was so great to see him, and he was so sweet. Like, I'm sorry, I'm yawning so much, guys. I think I just...
Babe, this was a sleepy episode.
I'm
A
tired.
lot
It
of
was a
slow
sleepy episode.
music.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of slow music and nothing really advancing the storylines. Everything just kind of like, well, I guess Brooke slept with Chris Keller, but
Meh.
or that's the illusion anyway. I think, doesn't it come out tomorrow or in the next episode that he just like crawled into bed next to her when
Happens
she
all
fell
the
asleep,
time.
I think.
All the time. That
Ugh,
happens.
he's such a creep.
Yeah. The whole episode took place at night, but it wasn't like a fun club night at Trick. It was everybody on dates they didn't want to be on, except for Peyton and Mouth. Like that was, fine.
Yeah.
Everybody else just kind of seemed disappointed the whole episode. And maybe that's what we're feeling. Maybe we're like absorbing the character's disappointment.
I know. I think so.
Well, but I like the way this episode started with all the like dream sequences.
Oh, that
We
was
start-
funny. Yeah.
We start off with Brooke
That
and
was really
Lucas
funny.
in bed, fake out. And then it's Lucas and Chris Keller in bed, which is Haley's dream, fake out.
Uh-huh.
And then Haley crawls into bed with Brooke, and it's a dream. It's Nathan's dream. It's a total fake out. Yeah, that was a fun way to start.
Yeah, it was. I liked that. It was and then Brooke was like so aggressively angry with Rachel again for existing.
Have you ever been that mad at someone that you just met?
No.
I'm trying to
Have
think.
you?
Probably. Joy, have I? Come on.
I mean, I get annoyed with, sure, I've definitely been annoyed with people I just met, but not like openly
Hostile?
angry. Hostile.
I try to keep my hostility, and buried until I get home, and then I have to vent to my poor husband, and I'm like, and another thing, and then she did this.
One more thing.
No, Brooke is so blatant with her hostility. Is that a youth thing? I'm just trying to think if at any point in my life it's been that aggressive, or if that is just the way that adults script teenage girls. You know what I mean? It's like, teenage girls are bitches. Let's make
No,
them.
Sophia was leaning into it. I mean, whatever the lines were, she was like fully leaning into it. And that was great. I mean, I like the choice. I think it's really funny. It's a nice flaw for Brooke to have.
Good comedy, but
Yeah. But then again, clearly Rachel is trying to steal her man. So
But, like,
maybe she's
not,
just
like-
onto it.
I don't know, man. Rachel asked so many times, is this your boyfriend?
That's
Is
true.
this your
That's true.
boyfriend? Are you going to like pick him? And then Brooke sends him to ask her out. And she's like, why is this Brooke girl messing with me? Either she doesn't want me to date this guy or she does want me to date this guy. But now I know I'm a target and I'm going to mess with her back.
Yeah.
She makes perfect sense. Well, we've got the fake out in the beginning. Let's talk about suburban filth. The idea of a kid designing clothes in high school is
That's a big
cool.
deal.
It's a very
Yeah.
big deal. Is it realistic? I guess maybe. Like, I remember when this storyline started with Brooke, and I was like, she's designing clothes in high school? This is crazy.
Yeah.
And now we've got kids on the internet, like YouTube and, I guess not YouTube, but Instagram and stuff, like kids who are designing. But I think I'd never heard of such a thing when we were doing this storyline. It was like, what? And
That was, one of the first jobs I applied for. The first job I ever wanted to do was window dressing. I wanted to go dress the mannequins in the store, but I wasn't 16, so they wouldn't let me work there. And the other one I wanted to do was fix up classic cars, but I had to be 18 for that, so they wouldn't let me do that one
God.
either. But I really went hard after the window dressing thing. I went to Joyce Leslie. Do you remember that store?
No, what is that? Is that a New Jersey thing?
It's like I think it might be in New Jersey, or Century 21 was
Oh,
another
Century
one.
21 for sure.
Oh yeah. All the store. I just walked around the neighborhood. I went back to French Connection and Banana Republic and the Gap, and I was like, I just want to window dress. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And they all thought I was super cute, but ignored me. So sadly,
Well, we'll show them joy.
I never
Damn
got to
it.
live that dream out. I know, because I was thinking about going to school to be a fashion designer at one
Really?
point in my. Yeah, absolutely. I had this dress form in my bedroom, and it was just a little mannequin, which I named Marianne after my daughter was born, and she couldn't say mannequin, so she would always refer to it as the Marianne. Is that the Marianne? Is that your dress on the Marianne?
I remember the dress form because you were also like, there was a point where you made your own lingerie, like you made a bra,
Yes.
and I was like, girl, what? You
Yes.
made a lot of clothes when we were doing the show.
I love sewing. I would like to take a real course because I make a lot of Maria's Halloween costumes, and I can fix things, but I don't know how to read a pattern. Or I mean, maybe you could teach me how to do that. You're great with a sewing machine.
Well, I was in Future Homemakers of America, and I was treasurer of Future Homemakers of America, my middle school chapter. So I
in middle
was
school.
Yeah. But I also have like zero taste, Joy. So if you bring like the fabric selections and like what it's going to look like, I'll teach you how to do the mechanical shit. That's super easy.
Oh my God, I would love that. That's the thing. I don't know how to use a pattern. So I get, it's always a little wonky, but I'm like, it's good enough for kids' Halloween costumes. So I just
It'll be
kind of,
fine.
lean into it. But yeah, I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I have books and books and books of just sketches. That's all I would do is sit around and sketch outfits and dresses and big gowns and lingerie and all kinds of fun stuff. And then I never just, well, I mean, I had to either go to school. I was also like criminal psychologist or a marine biologist or fashion designer. You know, it's kind of the fun part about being in high school, right? What are the other things you wanted to do when you were in high school?
Well, I went to school for psychological forensics. I went to Fordham at Lincoln Center because they also have the law school there. So it's like right by John Jay School of Criminal Justice. I used to go drinking with the boys from John Jay. And we, you know.
How many years did you do that? Did you get a degree?
No, I went for 2 full years. And then I transferred to NYU's Gallatin School. And by then, MTV was working me so much. I was like, why am I spending all this money on school?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm a
I can't believe
dropout.
I didn't know that. Forensic psychology?
The psychology stuff has been very helpful as an actor. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
For sure.
because once you understand how that brain ticks, you're like, oh, all right. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
And that's for yourself figuring out a character and also for figuring out the people that you have to work with in the film industry because everyone's batshit. But then the criminology part of it was really interesting because what I grew up learning in Virginia, you know, with your family being like, watch out for this, watch out for that. It was totally wrong. Like, you know, living in New York City, learning the reality behind like criminology and like how crimes happen, where they happen, who typically commits them. It was a good lesson because I was less afraid. Most stuff is like domestic crime, you know?
Yeah.
And we deal with some of that on our show, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of it on our show. But anytime it's like a total stranger committing a crime on a TV show or movie, I'm like, that doesn't happen. It's always the husband.
That's interesting. Knowledge is power, man. I didn't ever think about that in the context of understanding crime, but that's true. Is that apparently that's really serving you still because you're doing your show. Is it This Couldn't Happen Here?
It's called It Couldn't Happen Here. Yeah, I mean,
It couldn't happen here.
look, when we lived in Wilmington, I was fixated on crimes that were happening on like local news.
Yeah.
The house next door to mine was getting renovated and the guys working on it found bones in the backyard. And they didn't
my
call the police.
God.
They were like, hey, lady, come over here and look at this, you know? And I
Come
was
get
like,
your bones.
I'm like, you guys should probably call somebody. Yeah, I was always into it. And, you know, you always want to do more than just what you're doing. I think we all feel that way. We always wanted to be more than what we were at the moment. So
Yeah.
I feel like Sophia really leaned into this fashion storyline while we were in it because she she was going to fashion shows. She was making friends with designers. Like she was really educating herself about it in a way that was kind of intimidating for me. I was like, what are you wearing? I don't know how to say that word.
Me too. Sophia was also spending all of her money on boxes and boxes of clothes that would just like these giant boxes would always arrive and appear at her trailer and just loading them all in every day, one right after the other.
Oh my God.
Because she was educating herself on that world. And of course, now she owns a company, Fashion Kind, with a friend of hers, and they are selling incredible, like sustainable fashion. And it's awesome.
Listen, I don't know anything about fashion, but what I do know is I fall down the rabbit hole of her website and I'm just like, this is gorgeous. I need 10 of them.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I
Yeah.
know. The curation is impeccable.
Yeah. George likes fashion. Are you wearing your Sonic clothes right now? Yeah, she's going through a big Sonic the Hedgehog fashion phase. So
I love kids fashion. That's my favorite is when kids, you just let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's so fun because Maria used to, I remember one time I told her we were going to church and she didn't want to go. And I was going to take her to like a really like a Catholic mass.
formal.
Yeah, I mean, formal enough that you dress nice. And I said, I think she was probably 6. Yep, she was 6 or 7 at this time. And I said, okay, we're going to go to church. She didn't want to go to church. And I was like, honey, we're going. I want to go to this. So get dressed. You have 5 minutes. And I turned over my little what are they called? Hourglass timers.
You
and
have
I
an
set it in her room.
hourglass for your daughter?
I have
one of those.
multiple hourglasses. We have a half hour, a 15-minute, a 10-minute, and a 5-minute. So that it's great for kids' brains because they can see the time running out. It's on a digital
genius.
clock. It's just numbers counting down. It's not your brain. I mean, my kid's brain is not as easily adaptable to that as to hourglass. Anyway, so I set the timer for her, and she comes out in a leopard mini skirt.
Yes.
With like leg warmers and sparkle shoes and a tank top. Oh, no, it was a leotard, tank top leotard underneath it with a big glitter vest and, and sunglasses and a big sequin band in her hair. And she was like, this is how I feel like I wear. This is what I feel like wearing to church.
Jesus is going to see me today.
That's right. So I love kids' fashion. Anyway, how do we get there? Oh, yeah. Clothes over bros. That's what's coming because of this. I think because her idea gets stolen.
Suburban filth. I do like that name.
That name.
Yeah, I mean, it's so late 90s, early 2000s. Like, I'm from the suburbs, but I'm also very edgy.
It sounds like the name of a department store on a TV show is what it sounds like.
Yeah. And it's definitely at the mall. Favorite line of the episode. Haley is all upset about the houses being built where her marriage spot was. And in all seriousness, like Haley's tearing up. Brooke looks over and goes, let's just go to the mall. It's okay. It's okay, honey. Let's just go to the mall. That was gold.
You said it. It's the most teenage line I've ever heard. It's so teenage.
The next time something bad is happening in one of our lives, like the next time, like I call you and I'm like, hey, my dog died. I just need you to say, babe,
it's okay. Let's just go to the mall.
Oh, God.
Another t-shirt. I hope somebody's marking down all these t-shirt requests. We just need to have a streamlined,
how does she
like
say
an
it
assembly
with a
line
straight face?
of all these t-shirts. It's genius.
You know what she didn't say with a straight face? When Chris Keller shows up at the apartment and she's just gone on this rant about like, I will never hang out with Chris. And then she opens the door, Keller. And he goes off on his whole little rant and then breezes past her. Y'all better go back and watch that because Sophia, for the life of her, cannot keep her nostrils from flaring and that little grin from sneaking in.
That's so good. That was the Jerry Seinfeld moment.
Yeah, she's just like, I can't with this one.
Couldn't stop her from laughing. It's hard not to laugh when Tyler's doing his thing. He's so committed to it.
Yeah.
He's so committed, and I loved working with him for that reason because he could say the craziest stuff and somehow he kept a straight face. I'm terrible at that. I think it's why I really can't do improv because
Did you do improv growing up?
I did a little bit, but not a lot. I really struggle with improv. I prefer to have lines.
Please, someone write this down.
I'm just not like I don't know. I don't consider myself a super quick-witted person in conversation and stuff. I'm more of an...
Having been drinking with you recently, you are wrong. You're very quick. Very quick.
Well, thanks.
But I know what you're saying because I saw in myself in this episode, Peyton, little Hilarie can do the like serious stuff. Like I've got this birth mother that's got cancer and I don't know. But me having to like be light and breezy and like, hey, mouth, let's go ride go-karts. Or, hey, haha. I'm not a good fake laugher. I'm not good at, I just see through my bullshit. I believed it. Oh, no.
I believed every second of it. I thought you were having a ball. And I was like, oh, it's so nice to see Peyton laughing and happy. And I thought you were great. You really were like, I'm faking it. Were you miserable that day? Do you remember something?
No, riding the go-karts was fun and Tom Bosley's fun, but like the stuff on the quad and...
Oh, that was rough.
And like the lead up to it where it's all like a little expository.
Yeah.
Where we're just like trying to explain what are we going to do
Why
next?
we're about to have this episode.
Yeah. What are we doing now? I can always tell that anytime I have to be lighthearted Peyton, there's a little bit of a, can't I just be growly about something? It's so much more
Why?
natural.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe because Peyton had to cry for the whole first 2 years, that now in year 3, they're like, yeah, go be a kid. I'm just like, but laughter.
Got so used to
feels
crying.
weird. Yeah, I can laugh as other characters. I just struggle with Peyton being like giggly.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was nice to see Nathan softening up. I mean, I still cringe. Haley's just trying so hard, and it's cringy. It's cringy.
And the stuff he says when he's like, Haley, I know where we got married. I know what our history is. Like, let it go. Let's just be in the present. Ugh. I felt that. That was uncomfortable.
Just so brutal. So brutal. She's a kid. She doesn't know how to deal with this or go through this but I'm glad that he kind of threw her a line at the end to let her know that he still loves her with the flower that looked freshly picked, but clearly had been in his pocket all day.
Why do we fixate on that? Why do we do that, Joy? At the same time, we're both like, that hasn't been in his pocket for 2 hours. Like, that flower's
Because
fresh.
you and I both have picked flowers and put them in our pockets and then taken them out at the end of the day.
Sometimes I take my bra off and I'm like, what's that doing in there? Oh. Whatever.
Nipples and flowers.
No, what did he say? He said he wrote down his own prediction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And said, and Haley's like, how do you know I'm not going to go, take a sneak at this? He's like, I guess I'll just have to trust you, which is basically his way of signaling like, I'm trusting you. We're going to use
giving
this.
her more opportunities.
This flower's a metaphor, but
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping they would show you looking at it.
I know. No. I understood that. I really respected and trusted that moment emotionally with them. I thought that was really beautiful. And it felt good watching it to know that he was telling her it's not all gone. It's not hopeless. It's just taking time. Because that in and of itself is such a huge good sign.
It's hopeful,
the communication, of like the roots aren't gone. I loved that.
Yeah. What was it like? Because you guys had so much stuff just by yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the rooftop, you're out on the balcony, like there's a lot of stuff where you guys are just off by yourself. I don't know how you prep for that because your stuff was always so like serious. Did you guys sit around and talk in between scenes, or did you kind of go into your bubbles so that you would be super focused when they yelled action?
I think we talked some. I mean, James was always reading some classic novel that he was catching up on, like The Old Man and the Sea or The Great Gatsby or Moby Dick or whatever he was reading. He was always reading one of those. I don't know. I think we just were really, it was easy. It was so, we had been working together so closely for so long that it was always pretty easy. I don't know that we've really spent a lot of time chit-chatting. I don't think James and I either of us are very chit-chatty people.
Mm-hmm.
I think we tend to go for the meat and potatoes of meaningful conversation.
You both are like, tell me what you think about God. Yeah. How do you feel about politics? Let's get to the serious business. I think James is
actually really uncomfortable with those conversations but he also doesn't really like small talk.
Yeah.
So, but I think he likes those conversations when he's super, super comfortable. I just don't know that on set feels like the right place to dive into those spaces for him. So I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. We should have James on and actually ask him ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. He was always trying to educate himself.
Yes.
Which I liked watching. Does that sound creepy?
No, it was inspiring.
Yeah. Kid always would just go back to his chair and start reading a book and be hyper focused on that, and then be able to flip the switch and be hyper focused in the scene But I was always only working with him when there were like a lot of people around. So I didn't know if that was just a crowd thing or if that was always.
No, I think that's just his way. It's just kind of quiet and reserved. And then when he's off work and relaxed and around his friends, he lets his guard down, which is a lovely quality for a professional, for an actor, to be able to not have your extroverted self in everybody else's space or in, in a work environment, not getting caught up in the drama. It's a great quality.
That's been my life lesson. Like once I left Tree Hill and I would go work with grownups on other things, I'd go home and be like, oh my God, I talk too much. Oh my God, what did I say?
I feel the same way. I'm always walking away from conversations like, God, I'm so annoying. Oh, why did I say that? Why did I do
and
that?
Haley does that this whole episode. She's just like, I know. Why'd I even think anything awesome was going to happen? Oh God, I dressed
the
up.
Self-flagellation. Just brutal. It's brutal.
Well, and to have Chris Keller there as your audience while you're feeling like a nerd. You know what I noticed in this episode a little bit is that Tim and Chris Keller are two wings on the same bird. Like because Tim at the beginning of the episode is all like, boy draft, who picked me? What's going on, ladies? Where's our dates? And is so
and then he just disappears.
Misogynistic and kind of like a dork. And then Chris Keller is also super misogynistic and a dork. He's just already graduated high school and a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
And do we ever get scenes with the two of them? That might have made people's head explode.
Woo. That's a lot of dumb and cheek in the same.
Like, I feel like they're the divorced dads now.
It's a lot of kitsch in one space. Yeah.
They're the dads at the playground on Sundays with the kids. This is my weekend. Okay.
Oh, God.
Right? We know those guys. We're friends with those
How about
guys.
Skills and Bevan? How fun was that?
Well, how fun is this Easter egg of the Notebook? Tell them why it's fun, Joy. Tell them.
Oh, it's so fun. Well, because Cullen Moss was in the Notebook, so that was kind of a fun little extra thing. But it was shot in Charleston near us. So we had a lot of our crew and cast that were, back and forth on that movie. Also because the director of this episode, Mr. Paul Johannesson, was in the Notebook as Allie's mom's old boyfriend, who she didn't end up with, which is why she's trying to convince her daughter not to marry the poor boy. Of course, we know she's going to end up with.
They were being so snobby, just driving by that manual labor camp wherever Paul was working. I thought, by the way, he looked hot. Like he was all sweaty and strong.
Do better, Joan Allen. And then it's also fun because for those of you who don't know this out there, I was super, super, super moved by this film when I saw it. I kind of couldn't get up and leave the theater for about 15 minutes after it was over. I was just weeping into my shirt. And so I ended up writing a musical for stage on spec of The Notebook. And I wrote it. It took me like 4 years. And at the end of 4 years, I sent it to Nicholas Sparks, and he let me produce a staged version of The Notebook, my musical, in Wilmington. So that was really, really fun. And I was just so grateful. It was the second musical I'd ever written. And we got to cast it and we performed it at Thalian Hall. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. To be able to work with, I kind of co-directed. We had Judy Greenhut, who was a wonderful theater director from New York. And so she was our director, and I was just there every day and talking everybody through all the parts and the songs. And I wrote the music with Ron Aniello, who is now Bruce Springsteen's producer. He's done his last 5 to 8 albums, I think. Actually, I have a SoundCloud.
You do?
Link. Should I play one of the songs right now from The Notebook?
Methinks we shall.
I think we should.
Please.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen.
Joy, this is like
Okay.
a fun twist of events I wasn't even expecting.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it though. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, listen, here's kind of what would be like the big pop song of the episode. Let's see if we can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Breathe in, breathe out, standing but on my knees.
Breathe in, breathe out, speaking, but my heart sings.
We're one soul through time.
We've lived 100 lives before, searching a million moments for this feeling. And I would wait 1,000
Got some goosebump joy.
I would stand beside you as you darken death's door. We go in guns blazing, bring that devil to his knees.
Oh, there's some strange power in you and me.
Let's produce this again.
Breathe in, breathe out, and taking in my heart. Breathe in, breathe out, and with one look,
There's like a very Faith Hill, like Shania Twain feel to this. Like just like country icon, female queen.
Searching a million moments for this feeling. And I would wait 1,000 years or more. I would stand beside you as you darken death's door. We go in guns blazing, bring that devil to his knees. Ain't there some strange power in you and me? Every move, every look, every touch, you know.
I mean, it's super musical theater.
I love
Every
it.
storm, every whisper, and wind
Can
that
feel
blows.
alive again.
Every move, every look, every touch, you know.
My love.
Every storm, every whisper, and wind that blows. Let me know you're here with me.
I would wait 1,000 years or more.
I would stand beside you as we darken death's door.
We go in guns blazing, bring that devil to his knees. Oh, there's some strange power.
There's some strange power in you and me. Let me know you're here with me.
Oh, it's so fun to hear this stuff. I haven't listened to
Guys.
these in
This is the only place we
Ages.
can hear this right now, right?
It is actually, yes.
I feel spoiled.
Oh, that was so fun.
Who is your
you know what
dream
else?
Noah?
Oh my gosh, for Broadway, I mean, Taron Egerton, right? Like how
Yes,
could we
please.
not have Taron Egerton playing Noah? He's the best. Or maybe somebody new.
Are you going to discover
Could
the
be.
next big thing?
Could do. Okay, here's something else that's kind of fun. Allison Munn, who is also a remarkable singer, she leads this song, number 7. This is like one of the nightclub songs when they're all in the nightclub and like doing a big swing dance on stage, and all the soldiers and the soldiers are on one side of the stage, and Finn is there and Noah, and they've just enlisted in the army. And on the other side of the stage is the nightclub, and Allie is meeting Lon and his parents. And so it's like two things happening on stage at the same time. So here's a little bit of Allison Munn singing for our Notebook soundtrack. All right, so it's number 7, Hold My Heart.
Hold my heart and don't let go, for you know very well you have caught me in your web, you've got me under your spell. I don't know who I am when you touch me. Don't you understand? Your kiss or the brush of your hand makes me lose my equilibrium. I get so distracted, my dear, when you're whispering in my ear, for you know very well you've got me under your spell.
So long, lady, so long. We're off to my boy.
That's good. That's enough.
I love it.
It's so cute.
Joy, maybe this is what we go back and do in Wilmington. Do we need to contact Thalia and Hall and be like,
Oh my
hello, friends,
God.
we're doing a reunion tour?
Wouldn't that
That'd be fun.
I would love to. Sadly, the rights actually don't belong to me anymore. Somebody else swooped him up during there was a long stretch where they were Warner Brothers held the rights to the film, and I held the rights to the book. And so there was a lot of stuff in the movie that wasn't in the book that you would want to have on stage. And there was just like so much, once lawyers get involved, it all just falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, somebody else has the rights. I think Kevin McCullum, who's a wonderful Broadway producer, has taken that over. And Ingrid Michaelson is writing some new music for the show that they're going to do. Their own version of it in Chicago, I think maybe this fall. So, it's cool to see that my idea is still living on and having a life of its own. It's a heartbreak for sure. I mean, I spent like 5 years of my blood, sweat, and tears pouring into that story. And the fact that we had amazing, like really seasoned Broadway producers who were ready. They came down to Wilmington and saw the show. They saw our local cast and they loved the show. And it wasn't perfect. It's a little long. Some of the songs needed to be changed. We needed a few more pop songs, but whatever. Like the bones were all really there and they loved it. And they were ready to do it. They were like, let's get this off the ground. And unfortunately, the people who were in charge of holding the property, making the decision about who was going to take on the mantle of the name of the Notebook, which was epic at the time. I mean, it still is. They never saw my show. They didn't listen to the music. They just were, I think they were just afraid that I was like 23 and, now it's cool to be 23 and writing a Broadway show. But back then it was just terrifying. And everybody thought, she's never done anything. The Notebook is a huge name and she's not. Ron obviously now is producing for Springsteen and winning Grammys, but back then wasn't. And so we just didn't have the street cred that I think the powers that be wanted whoever took over the Notebook to have. And so they just never listened to the music, never read the script, never heard the show, and just passed it on to somebody else. And that sucked. It was really hard. But I did learn a couple of things. One of them is that I have to stand up for myself more because I really tried to get them to listen to it and to read it, but I didn't try hard enough. I could have done more. I was just too afraid. And I've learned that lesson since then, that if you believe in something and if it's coming from you and you're passionate about it, it's your art. Like nobody else is going to fight for you the way that you will. You have to go after it. And so that was really valuable. And then also learning that I have good ideas. I created that. I did it. I went for it. It's in somebody else's hands now, but I got that ball rolling. That was my idea. And so to have the confidence that in the next thing that I create and do, to know that my ideas are good and they sell and they'll work. That was good, So anyway, it's just cool to see that is living on and having a life of its own. It's kind of cool.
Well, so when you saw this movie though, because I remember having also a very big reaction to this movie. Did you ever Notebook anyone?
Ooh. I don't think I did.
That's not what I heard. That's not what I heard.
What? Oh my gosh, what is this rumor?
I heard.
Tell me.
I heard you made Tyler watch The Notebook, and it affected him.
That's actually totally probably true. I don't remember, but
I think you made him watch it like while you guys were out on tour, and he was just like,
maybe when we were on tour.
He was like, she's so deep, man. She's so deep. Maybe. Listen, this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I never did it like Bevan did it, but the truth is I was ready to force anyone to watch this movie because it changed my life. Those 2 hours changed my life. It reminded me in a time when I was honestly pretty hopeless about love, and I'd basically given up on the idea of that overwhelming, all-consuming, love you no matter what, self-sacrificial, even when it's hard kind of love. And when I saw this film and then read the book immediately after, something was unlocked inside of me that was just this flood of passion and hope, and it didn't stop. It was like reawakening those young dreams that we had in high school. You know, I mean, didn't you ever have that boy that when you were younger, like just evoked all of those dreams and feelings in you?
So in real life, when I wasn't working, I would just go drive around in rural North Carolina and go find like old abandoned houses and things. And there was someone in town. I was in a relationship. So this other person and I were never going to work out ever. But it was very like, I love your art. I am attracted to your essence. Your spirit is so impressive.
Yes.
And we decided upon this like abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. And he was like, I'm either going to fix it up or I'm going to burn it down.
Wow.
And so for years, sometimes I would just like drive past it and be like, okay, well, he hasn't burned it down. I guess we're still good.
Goodness.
But it was it was such a ripoff from this movie. It was just like, yeah, we're
living your own story.
We're going to fix up the old house and have this sordid Carolinian romance. God, being a kid is fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Man, Southern romances are just unbeatable to me. I think there's something so sweet about it. You've got the Spanish moss hanging off the trees and the hot air and the fireflies at night and
the
warm docks
rain.
in the water and the warm rain and the small town feel. There's just nothing as romantic to me as the South. Never will be.
Well, Haley says in this episode, she goes, I'm just wishing it would rain, you know, as a
I'm
nod.
praying for rain.
Yeah. To that first kiss. Oh, God. See, there you go. First kiss in the rain. That was kind of Notebooky.
Come on. It was. I love that Bevan did that to Skills. It was really cute. I loved watching Antoine and her have such great chemistry in this episode. Thought they were both outstanding. And, you know, I can't believe we got the rights to The Notebook for our show.
Nicholas Sparks like brought his son to set, right? Didn't he bring his kids?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That we felt real cool. We'd arrived. We had no idea people watched our show because we were in North Carolina. So when, you know, this celebrity writer comes to set, we're like, what?
Oh, we were very excited about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Nicholas Sparks was the most popular author on the planet in that moment because The Notebook had like catapulted him. And so when he came to set, we were all just in awe that he or his kids were even remotely interested in us. And I can tell you through inventing the musical, I became really good friends with Nick. And he's actually such a smart, deeply kind-hearted person. And one of the things I think is really cool about him is that he's so curious. He is such a curious person. And I love that because, I don't know, I feel like we're living in a time right now where curiosity has been pushed aside in favor of, I guess, everybody's sort of looking out for themselves, like making sure that no one is offending them and making sure that everybody's doing everything right. This sort of like mental policing has taken over. And I miss the days of curiosity when you really were interested in why another person thought the way that they thought or functioned the way that they function. Because so much great art comes from listening and just being curious. And I think it's absolutely integral to being an artist and especially a writer. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. But one thing that we haven't talked about yet is Rachel. Can we talk about Rachel?
Let's talk about the Rachel of it all because...
And we have to talk about Barbara and Moira too.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Rachel is all of us in this moment because she says, do you really think there's one person in this world who's right for you? You're in high school. You also said the same thing about Peyton, you know, like really, dude, one person in the whole world. I appreciate her skepticism.
Yeah. I do too. I think she's really smart. I mean, I liked what Danielle had to say in our last episode about how she played Rachel as somebody who's been from school to school and has a very bird's eye view of the high school experience, which is unusual for someone in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really valuable perspective that Rachel offered, even though she's still messy like we all are and still trying to figure out some of her own things. That was a pretty smart thing to say. I think she was right.
Well, and she also says, she's like, seriously, what is with this school? Every single boy is in some like traumatic, you know, puppy dog love thing. She's like, isn't anyone DTF? What is wrong here? Like, who does she have to choose from? Tim? Yeah, who else is even available?
I don't know.
Mouth. Oh, Mouth. Lee Norris had the other really good line. It was kind of an iconic line that I have heard fans bring up. He said, I say give me regret as long as I can keep the good memories too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Alzheimer's really was a theme in this episode, wasn't it? With the notebook and then with his grandfather.
Joy, can I just tell you that I did not make that connection until you just said it right now?
Oh, no.
I'm like, wait, what? Oh, double whammy.
That's it. That's why it worked so much.
I appreciate you, sister. Thank you for carrying me across that finish line.
No problem. Anytime.
We'll get there. But yeah, it's.
I love that line.
You know, this maybe the theme of this episode is memories, because Haley's memories are being physically erased, and Mel's memories are gone, and the memories in the notebook are a theme. And now Karen has the memory of her ex-boyfriend looming over her in this great big giant billboard, and she has to decide what she's going to do with that. If she's going to stoop to his level or rise above it.
Yep. I don't know.
I mean, when's the last time you did some vandalism?
Yeah, I think she should have just committed to it.
Same.
Just stuck with it. I mean, whatever. Pulling it back and having the billboard for erectile dysfunction was also pretty good luck.
That was good luck. Yeah, it could have been anything. It could have been insurance under there.
Yeah, a little frog.
Yeah.
Could have been anything. But no, they pulled back all their artwork. It's too bad. I think they should have committed to it. But it was certainly fun watching them get into trouble. I remember Barbara finding out that she was going to have to be in her underwear. Mm-hmm. And it was like she worked out really hard. She was like so committed to making sure she looked amazing. And
awesome.
She did. Yeah, she absolutely did. It paid off.
Yeah, Barbara looks like a teenager. We were saying they both looked like teenagers when they were just sitting on the ledge of the billboard.
Yes.
And like
Moira's hair in a little ponytail.
She's so cute. It's, watching the show as an adult is so different because they're younger than us there, right? Aren't they?
Yeah.
They're younger than us there.
Yeah,
and they're having to play these grown-ups. And you realize that all the grown-ups are faking it. I, as a grown-up, I'm faking it.
You're faking grown-upness?
Yeah.
Adulthood? Yeah,
you know I'm a nightmare.
Too.
No way.
I think you're a nightmare.
Yeah, if you were going to spray paint a billboard, I don't know what could make me get on a billboard. What would bother me so much that I had to tag that? Also, that can of spray paint was like the weakest can of spray paint I've ever seen in my life.
It was so small. How are they going to get up there with one? You said it looked like bug
mace
spray or
bug spray.
shoe polish. Like black shoe polish. Yeah, I don't know. But I love that also we've never seen any billboard ever in Tree Hill, and suddenly we have a billboard. That's kind of funny.
Leave it to Dan.
Leave it to Dan.
Well, we didn't see because he was directing. Yeah, what do we got?
That's true. Should we spin a wheel?
Yeah, I want to spin a wheel. Most likely to run away and join the circus.
The circus.
Like acrobatics? Like Cirque du Soleil, maybe?
Just like bail on life and be like, guys, I'm out. I'm going to go to the circus. I think that would be fun. Who is an adult that doesn't have any responsibilities that could do that, though?
I feel like we have friends that have done this kind of stuff. Like,
oh, yeah. I have friends who've done that.
Weren't you doing like an acrobatics course, like a silk acrobat? Like, who has done that?
Oh, yeah, I do. That's like one of my pastimes that I enjoy is aerial silks.
Yeah, Joy,
yeah.
It's you.
But I'm not like, I have responsibilities. I can't like run away and join the circus. I mean, I guess we are in the circus, right? That's what we do for a living.
I literally texted. So it's Gus. Gus has 6th grade exams this week. And I'm on a text thread with all the other parents. And they're freaking out because the history exam is worth a huge chunk of the grade. And they're like, very stressed out about this. And I literally said, well, my husband and I are dropouts and we don't care about tests. So if any of your children would like to run away and join the circus with the Morgans, we have open arms. Yes. That's our industry. We are the circus. It will accept any freak that wants to come play.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
This is an all of the above answer.
I think so. I don't know who from the show, what character would run away. I guess Chris Keller.
Yes.
He's most likely to, for sure.
Yeah. Or is it someone with like a secret life? Like, is there something we don't know about Junk? Is Junk like really good with big cats? Like maybe he's got some Siegfried and Roy energy. Yeah.
Gigi feels like a wild card too. Sweet Kelsey Asbiel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Elise wants to know, why is every room in Tree Hill painted red? Is it? Except Lucas's room and the 5 minutes that Peyton painted hers. There must be a technical reason for that. Why so many red walls? Are there? I've never noticed that.
In all these years, I never noticed that at all.
No, I wish I had an answer for that question. I sadly do not.
Elise,
but now we'll have to.
Yeah, it's going to be like
I don't think it is a technical question. I think maybe it's just like a color scheme theme, perhaps.
Well, so if you guys notice, I know some people ask questions about like hair color sometimes. There's definitely a filter on our show. They were using kind of a warm orange filter to make everything seem really like homey and, it's crazy what the eye can do. It helps tell a story. And so if it's got that warm hue to it, the audience automatically feels warmer. So having colors that work well with that filter is important. Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know that green is going to show up great with an orange filter. You know what I mean? But a rich amber, a beautiful red velvet.
That is such a funny thing for someone to have noticed. I guess maybe an interior designer. Maybe, Elise, are you?
It's going to be like the lamps, Joy. Now that we've heard it, we're going to see them everywhere.
We'll never see anything else, I'm sure. Well, since I never get to play this music for anybody, why don't I, we can say goodbye and then I can just sort of leave a few songs at the end for people.
I love that idea.
Let's just play 3 of them. So guys, I'll play for you. This one of them is called A Sweet Country Home. This is when Noah and Allie, or characters inspired by Noah and Allie. I don't know if I have to say that for legal reasons. I don't know.
These are just 2 lovebirds singing.
These are just 2 Southern lovebirds. And they're in a house and the house is all dilapidated and falling apart, but they're dreaming about what it would be like if they if they lived together in this home and built it up. And then I'll also play you something called The Colors Play, which was inspired by a scene when the two of them are walking down a street. They're just meeting. It's their first date late at night, and he's really trying to win her over. And she's talking about all the things that she has to do and all her responsibilities. And then he's just like, what do you love? Tell me what you love. And then she sings about what she really loves to do, which is to paint. And then the last one I'll play for you is something about when they're getting torn apart. And in my version, she goes away with her family on the train. And so Noah, inspired by Noah from The Notebook, he sings Paul Teal, who is later on our show as... I directed him in his first episode on our show as one of the movie stars in the movie that was made about Peyton and Lucas's romance. Remember, based off of Lucas's book?
Doesn't he play like Lucas or something?
He might have played Lucas. Yeah, I forgot. You know me and my memory. I forgot.
Paul Teal was a really wonderful improv actor in Wilmington. He was part of the improv troupe at Level 5 and like joined when he was in high school. He was a baby that got to play with the big kids. Right. So I love that he did your show.
Really talented guy. And so this is really his song, which incidentally, for fans of the music tour that I went on with Tyler and Michelle Branch, this is a song that I actually sang a lot on tour and incorporated it into my fan version of The Notebook. Is that like the unofficial Bridgerton? Is that kind of what we're doing?
Yeah. It's fanfic.
Like that's it.
Fine. I love it.
I'm also going to add in a couple more songs since it's the only place that any of y'all can hear this music. Think of Me is the song that is played after that song that you heard Allison Munn sing in the nightclub where now the soldiers are really going to war. And so there's a character I think I invented. I don't think she's in the book. Maxie, who is one of Allie's best friends and incidentally has a romance with Finn, and she is singing in the nightclub. She's like the nightclub singer, and she's Gus's, I think I made her Gus's daughter, and Gus is in the novel, and he's an older black man who is Noah's father's best friend. Whew, it's complicated. Anyway, Maxie sings this song, Think of Me, in the nightclub. So one side of the stage, the nightclub is all slow dancing and it's all silk and soldiers and beautiful. And this very sad song. On the other side of the stage is General Patton and Finn and the soldiers at war. And so that's all happening at the same time. And I would like to say, if you've seen the London production of From Here to Eternity, they actually do this on stage, which is so funny because I wrote this like 6 or 7 years before that came out. It always made me wonder if one of the producers that saw our show thought it was a good idea and then passed on the word. But, or maybe it was just a good idea and somebody else had it too. But it's an interesting device that I had never seen on stage before. And so it's kind of fun. So you'll hear that. You'll hear Psalm 148, which is meant to be sung by Gus at Frank, Noah's father's funeral. And Through the Storm is the last one you'll hear. Through the Storm is a song for the older couple inspired by Noah and Allie as they walk through her journey with Alzheimer's. So there you go. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining us for this really weird episode. Okay.
Yeah, love it. Yay.
I hear you rented the old McCreary place.
Yep,
Well, where do you live the rest of the year?
in Charleston. It's not too far away. Although now Mama and Daddy and I have begun to look at colleges. And I like the idea of Sarah Lawrence, but it's all the way in New York, and I just don't know if I'm ready to leave Carolina altogether. I suppose I'll have to decide soon, though. I only got the rest of this year.
Well, what do you like?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, it seems like even when you're out having fun, you're worried that you're having too much fun, and I'm just wondering why I never see you out playing around.
I'm busy. I don't have a lot of time for playing around. I'm busy.
Busy? What do a couple kids like us gotta be busy with?
Oh, lots. I got my whole schedule planned out for me.
And what does that look like?
Well, first arithmetic, I'm terrible at it. And then there's music, this week is Chopin. Current events, have you heard they're writing in Manhattan? Oh, Latin. Then tennis with Pierre, and dance with Henri. Then lunch on the pier while I study the sea. They're calling it now marine biology. wrench on the odd days, voice on the rest. Housekeeping Fridays, though my room's still a mess. Junior League Tuesday, though it's hard while I'm here. Somehow I manage all this all year.
Wow. That sounds like the road to success.
Oh, yes. Well, Mama and Daddy and I, we feel very strongly about getting into a good college. A good education is really the key. Some girls are wasted, but that won't be me. I'm certain I'll live a successful and meaningful life as a wife and a working, no integral part of the world, making plans, making money, and babies.
Close your eyes.
Painting.
What?
For fun, I like to paint.
Tell me more, tell me everything.
When the world becomes so full, I'm gonna scream. When I'm dizzy with the everyday routine. When I'm almost up to here with the voices that I hear saying, Allie, be well mannered, mustn't miss a lesson. Speak when you've been spoken to, and for God's sake, Allie, no elbows on the table. There's a long, low whistling through the trees. The honeybees will catch a breeze from far away. And though I'm lonesome and my heart is at bay, I find the lonesome disappears. With canvas near, the colors play. And while I am listening to the trees, across the sea will come a teasing lullaby. She will tell me how to stay locked in my fray. I never mind the brush and I paint away. I can't imagine anything more awful and unfair than wasting all your lifetime making plans. It may be just a feeling, but the feeling that I've got says this life and me, we're gonna be each other's greatest fans. When I paint, I can see it all is clear. My dreams are right within my reach, no trace of fear. Oh, it's nothing grand, I just know I've been made for the richest of lives here inside. The brush and my colors play. The brush and my colors play. What is this place?
Windsor Plantation. Built in 1772. I'm gonna buy it someday and fix it up.
Well, don't I get a say in this?
You wanna say in this?
Oh, honey. I've got my own, a sweet country home where the mockingbirds sing and the moon shines along a river where we will be happy as two can be.
That sounds wonderful.
I've got designs on a white country home where the shutters are blue and the sun shines along a wraparound porch where 3 or 4 can be happy as you and me. Then after the sun goes down, we'll cuddle by the river. This old sleepy town will never be the wiser as we dream away those sweet Saturdays, sing summertime blues, and laugh at the ways of the easy life, that lush, lazy life, and be happy just you and me.
Scarlett, you look lovely in moonlight.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's brilliant, frankly. You are beautiful, my dear. Just beautiful.
So hot in here.
Oh, hot, yes.
But after the sun goes down, we'll cuddle by the river. This old sleepy town will never be the wiser as we dream away those Saturdays, sing summertime blues, and laugh at the ways of the easy life, that lush, lazy life, and be happy, just you and me.
He is trash.
Trash? Mama, you don't know anything about him. Noah is a good man.
He's not good enough for
I
you.
love him. Daddy, please.
He can't provide a good life for you, honey.
He's just a country boy. Pretty boxes of diamonds, of ribbons and pearls, maybe her heart's desire. What if she's fooling herself and me and everyone else into thinking that she's as free as a winded lark? But I know her too well, and she'd never tell, and I'd only break her heart. Pretty boxes can be such curious things when you know what's inside has strong will and wings, and it's only a matter of time before they go. She'll try to live a simple life, but simple lives are not for everyone. I know her too well, and she'd never tell, and I'd only break her heart. Ali, oh, I'd only break your heart.
Noah, I'm sorry. Noah?
You know a Calhoun?
Yes, sir.
Got a letter here for you.
I can. You read it.
Noah, I'm sorry. I hate them. I can't believe they're really doing this. They're really tearing us apart. Summer love, she said, laughed it off as summer love. But she doesn't know you like I do. Noah, Noah.
Allie.
Don't talk to me.
Oh, this is just silliness. Allie. Oh, sugar. I know you think that I don't know what you're going through, but I do. Listen to me. I do. It's just that sometimes our future is dictated by what we are as opposed to what we want. Oh, just try to understand that, honey. That's all I'm gonna say. I love you, Allie. I just want what's best.
How I hope that you still love me after I have gone away. You still hold my heart beside yours always. Noah, Noah.
Summer romances end for all kinds of reasons. When all's said and done, they have one thing in common. They're shooting stars. A spectacular moment of light in the heavens. A glimpse of eternity. And in a flash,
They're
they're
gone.
gone.
But that can't happen to us, Noah. No matter what they do, no matter who tries to keep us apart, I will come back to you. Wait for me, Noah. If you still love me, write to me and tell me so, and I will come back to you.
On a Sunday, like the day we met, I'll take a train. Noah, Noah, Write me soon, loving you,
Sunday is only 2 days away. Already they said your train was coming in late. I'll wait. It's cold here tonight. Fireflies glow, lights up the evening like Christmas, same as your eyes before I let you go. On a Sunday train, I can hear the whistle blowing you away. Sunday train, I can hear the steeple bells ringing our refrain, and I'll say goodbye again and again, 'cause I can't get it out of my head. And I'll wait like I wait for every Sunday train. Time's passing on, and still no reply. You said you loved me, and maybe I'm crazy, but I can't let this die. They said it might snow, and there'll probably be rain, and the wind's gonna blow. I'll be here just the same, 'cause I don't wanna miss you, and baby I miss you. Come on back this way. On a Sunday train, I can hear the whistle blowing you away. On a Sunday train, I can hear the steeple bells ringing our refrain, and I'll say goodbye again, 'cause I can't get you out of my head. And I'll wait like I wait, I'll wait like I wait, I'll wait like I wait for every Sunday train.
You're here to fight. Ahead of you lies battle, and that means one thing. You can't afford to be a fool, because in battle fools mean dead men. It's inevitable for men to be killed and wounded in battle. There's no reason why such losses should be increased because of the incompetence and carelessness of some stupid SOB. I don't tolerate such men on my staff.
All right, folks. Maxie's gonna slow it down a little for you. So grab your gals and come on out to dance.
Think of me when another's arms are open wide to you.
Seek out the enemy.
Think of me. Remember why you love me too, and say my name. Perhaps I'll hear you calling from across the sea. I'll close my eyes, and if I try, back in your embrace I'll be. Think of me.
That's people think. Every job is important. Who don't like to fight, you better
When
get out
the
before I
nights
kick you
get
out.
lonely and cold, think of me. Recall the warmth you felt when we said we'd grow together. Your kiss I can't resist. Oh, think of me, darling, while you are gone.
When in doubt, attack.
Stay here. Where are you going? I'm out of ammo. Just stay put. I'll be right back.
If I had known that the love of my life would go, I'd have held you and you would have known that without you I'm simply a shell of a woman. Think of me when all you hear are cries in the dark. Think of me. Recall the way I whispered to you when your heart was aching. I'll confess, you and I were made for love and tenderness. Won't you think of me, darling, when you are gone? Praise the Lord, from the heavens, praise the Lord. Praise him, all his angels, all his hosts. Praise him, sun and moon, and all you stars at night. Let them praise the name of Jesus. Praise the Lord, all the earth and all the deep. You lightning, hail, fog, and frost. You stormy winds, fulfilling his call. Mountains, hills, fruitful trees, and cedars. Beasts and all cattle, creeping things and flying birds, kings of the land and all people, princes and rulers, judges of the earth, old men, young men, maidens and children, let them praise from the heavens, praise the Lord. Praise him, all his angels, all his hosts. Praise him, sun and moon, and all you stars at night. Let them praise the name of Jesus. Days go by and memories in my head, they sink like ships and sunsets, leaving wreckage of a life I had.
I followed you through the storm and into the dark. I'm still here with a kiss to bring you back to me.
Don't want to fade anymore. I'll try
To
Lon is good, Lon is kind, Lon is steady and patient and makes sure that I'm taken care of. Lon is true, no one truer. Lon is loyal and spoils me so. He's a good man, a fine man, I know. It's appalling how ungrateful you are. There are many other places you might have landed. There are many worse fates to befall many women than to have a man who's kind and good and true. It's so silly how romantic you are. In your quiet moments, how you long for his touch. But he's no more than an apparition in your past. Everything's changed now. Hello? Hi, Betsy. Routine conversation. Routine conversation. Nothing too suspicious. Everything is fine. Routine conversation. All right then. Goodbye. What kind of fool am I to go to all this trouble, go to lying and deceiving for a boy that I once knew? It was 7 years ago, for God's sake, 7 years, and here I am. What kind of fool does this, I ask you? What kind of woman tells the man she loves him and then leaves him as a safety net in case the one she loves more doesn't love her, no, not really anymore? What kind of woman wouldn't stop herself and march right out the door? And yet, here am I, with my best dress and my favorite perfume. My heart laid out like a pig on a platter and all aflutter like a butterfly in June. Oh dear me, bless my soul, I am just a fool. Hello? Hi, Lon. Routine conversation. Routine conversation. Nothing too suspicious. Everything is fine. Routine conversation. Yes, I found a dresser. It will be delivered Friday in the afternoon, if that's all right with you. I love you too. Goodbye. Now I have to find a dresser and from someone who'll deliver God. What kind of woman must I be to be so selfish, to be lying left and right and feeling barely guilty of it? It's appalling and exhilarating. I'm a mess and loving every minute of it. Oh, for shame. But what kind of woman in my situation wouldn't do the same? Besides, every woman likes her best dress and her favorite perfume. Even if there's no one who cares to notice, well then I guess I'll be no worse off than I started. And I know, bless my soul, I've been a fool. It's amazing how much more grown you are. Always pretty in your youth, but now a woman. There are many new things still to learn in my hasten, and a dream from years ago too late to rest. Excuse me, if I receive any calls while I'm out, will you please tell them I'll be back later this evening?
Certainly, miss.
Thank you. Routine conversation. Routine conversation. Nothing too suspicious. Everything is fine. Routine conversation. Just seeing an old friend. Not an ordinary in my best dress
dress and my favorite perfume. Oh, bless my soul, I'm just a fool. In my best dress and my favorite perfume.
Breathe in, breathe out, standing but on my knees.
Breathe in, breathe out, speaking but my heart sings.
We're one soul through time.
We've lived 100 lives before, searching a million moments for this feeling. And I would wait 1,000 years or more.
I would stand beside you as you darken death's door. We go in guns blazing, bring that devil to his knees.
Oh, there's some strange power in you and me. Breathe in, breathe out, and taking in my heart. Breathe in, breathe out, and with one look you've calmed my storms. We lived 100 lives before, searching a million moments for this feeling. And I would wait 1,000 years or more. I would stand beside you as you darken death's door. We go in guns blazing, bring that devil to his knees. Ain't there some strange power in you and me? Every move, every look, every touch he knows.
And so I
Every storm, every whisper and wind
can
that
feel
blows.
alive again.
Every move, every look, every touch he knows.
My love.
Every storm, every whisper and wind that blows. Let me know you're here with me.
I would wait 1,000 years or more.
I would stand beside you as we darken death's door.
We go in guns blazing, bring that devil to his knees. Oh, there's some strange power.
Oh, there's some strange power in you and me. Let me know you're here with me.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to leave us a review. You can also follow us on Instagram at DramaQueensOTH.
Or email us at dramaqueens@iheartradio.com. See you next time.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens. Drama queens, drama queens.